This is how to play the game Lines of Action. This game was invented by Claude Saucet and became known through the book by Sid Sackson called Gamut of Games. The object of this game is, well, before I begin, let me explain. You can play with a regular checker set. This is a classic game. Many people don't know about it. It's probably one of the best games you can play with a regular checkerboard and checker set. You have, as you can see, you have six checkers of one color and 6 ones of the other one. As with my game groups also, you can play with chess, pawns, or anything. That's pretty much what you need to play the game. But let me go on and explain how you can win the game and also the rules for movement. If you're just not familiar with a lot of games, this game would seem somewhat unique, and it is. Anyhow, as you see, you have 2 groups of pieces, 6 groups of pieces that are connected vertically and or horizontally. I mean, red has 2 groups and white has 2 groups. Object of the game is to try to connect all of your pieces together in one group like that. If red managed to do that, they would win. If white, for example, did this, you can also, by the way, pieces can be captured. So let's say, for example, we're down to 6 pieces. They're out of the way. I'll move them out. So, for example, let's say white did a pattern like this. White would win. Same thing with that. Okay, remember, that's how you win the game. Now, the way pieces move is as follows. A piece has a mobile. Let's finish setting this up and then I'll explain how they move. A piece, like this, moves as far as the number of pieces are in the line it has. If you see red here, for example, let's say this piece was here in the middle of the board. This is very likely not going to get this way, but let's use an example. This piece here, because you see, if it wanted to move this way, it could move actually, let's say 3 spaces, because you cannot land on your own piece. So let's say this piece was there, you could pass over it, 1, 2, 3, but you couldn't land on it. However, you could also, let's do this before the however. You also cannot pass through an opponent's piece, but you can land on it, 1, 2, 3, and capture. That's how they move. You also can move this way, 1, 2, 3. That one would be legal, but let's say, for example, we did this. You can go 1, 2, 3. If this piece were here, actually, let's put this piece here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing with straight line that way. Well, as I said, you win the game by getting pieces together in one group this way. There's a situation where, let's say, you're down to, one player's down to 2 pieces, let's say, for example. Let's say it's like this, and another piece over here. And let's get these out of here. And as you see, you have an example of 2 pieces, and this piece is here. Remember the rule of 3. So this piece could move 1, 2, and capture. If he did that, he would cause white to win the game, because a single piece is counted as a group. Could move 1 space this way, 1 space that way, or 1 space that way. When counting the number of pieces in a line it moves, it's on both sides, but also you also count the piece that way. This one, 3 spaces. So we go 1, 2, 3. That piece is now captured and off. As you see here, you have 2 groups this way. There are some tournaments that play that it would be a draw. The other thing recommended, I believe, by the designer, I looked on Wikipedia, is he would prefer that if you did that move, this capture move, let me repeat it to you again, did it like this, that the player capturing, so it comes over and capture, would win the game. So anyhow, that's it. As I said, the object of the game here is to be the first player to get your pieces into a single group. It can connect vertically, horizontally, or diagonally. That's how you play. Stay tuned. I'm looking to end up doing Tico fairly shortly here. That's a game by, I believe, John Scarney, and it's a tic-tac-toe row game. We'll use the board and these similar pieces here. anyhow, I do want to thank you for listening, and may your die always roll 5.